Hey, hi guys. Welcome to my debrief party. I hope you guys are all having a good day. I have streaming trust issues, so I am going to check and make sure. This doesn't look like it is in the right place, so maybe I'm not live. Let me just give it a second and see. Okay, I am live. Look at me. Good job, Faith. All right, it's all happening. Bundle debrief party. Are y'all ready? I have been staring at this data for a very long time. I had a huge slide deck. I edited it down to the most important things. And I think I have some really good takeaways for you guys. And I am going to show you guys our worst and best performing pages. And there's a lot of tips you'll be able to use even if you're not hosting a bundle, if you're just in a bundle and you're making an opt in page. I mean, you have online business. At some point, you're going to make an opt-in page, right? And then if you make a tripwire or a sales page, you can use the tips I'm going to give you for any of those things. So I think it will be very helpful. I'm going to show you my real numbers. Hi, Budgeting with Megan. How are you? Y'all say hi if you're watching. Hey, Andrea. Oh, I'm so excited you guys are here. I'm excited for you guys to see my slide. I did slides too, y'all. I've been like nerding out. I've been like staring at data and making slides. I'm like, who am I? What is happening? Let me go ahead. I need to go back to the beginning of my slide deck. A really cool thing happened right before I went live. Some of the photos I had just randomly are not on my slide deck. So I will act them out for you. Okay. I don't know why they're not there. I uploaded all the images the same way we always do. And some of them are there. I don't, will they be there? Maybe not. So we'll find out. That'll be a fun surprise. Yes, very fancy. We're getting it done. I have freaking graphs, you guys. I made you guys graphs, all right? We have like charts. We're getting into it. I have some really good data to share with you guys. I'm excited. You guys let me know in the chat. I'm curious, were you in the life hacking bundle? Have you been in our past bundles? Are you wanting to be in the holiday bundle? Are you new? Like, how did you find your way here? I'm also at my standing desk today because I hurt my back. And when I'm at my standing desk, I talk a lot with my hands. So y'all will get also like, I don't know, like a mime show as a bonus. All right, let's get into this. We are going to break down the Ultimate Life Hacking Bundle. What I did when I looked at the data was I thought it was really interesting to compare it to the other ones. And so I have the data from the bundle, but also broke it down so you guys can see the other ones. And there's some really good takeaways from the other bundles we did this year, comparing it to this one. So this will be really fun. If you're going to host a bundle, this is going to be like priceless for you. I'm Faith Mariah. If you guys don't know me, obviously, you know I'm Faith Mariah, right? You're here, I would imagine. I've done over $800,000 of sales online. I never know how to introduce myself. If you guys introduce me in the chat, how would you introduce me? If I was a wrestler, how would you introduce me? I've done over $800,000 of sales online. I've been a full-time marketer for about 8 years now. And I started as a mental health blogger. I built that business up to 140,000 page views a month and sold that business. And now I have a business helping people with their marketing. My background is in social work. And I would say my special sauce is melding simple business strategies that are actually working right now with mindset. So you can actually take the action and like get out of your way. And I love the idea of not optimizing, but learning about your thoughts, building awareness around your thoughts so you can create more results in your life. That is like probably my biggest jam of all. I want to read this, but I'm going to be too distracted. I was in this bundle. Oh my gosh. Was in it and sponsored. Nice. Don't have enough on my email list to participate in your bundle. Are you in the B2B? We do have a requirement for B2B. So, but once you get it, you should come. Okay. I swear, and I have ADHD. This is your disclaimer. If you have kids around, put your earbuds in. If you're interested in the Bundle Boss system, this should help you see if this is going to work for you. So if you're thinking about Bundle Boss and you're like, should I host a bundle? Could I do that? Like, would that even work for my business? I think this data will give you like some realistic results, right? They're not like inflated numbers. It's just our results. And they're very like, I feel like down to earth and grounded. So this should give you an idea of the kind of results you can create with the size of audience that we have. This is my interpretation of the data. So sometimes I think people look at data and they're like, this is it tells it how it is, right? But there's a lot of different ways to interpret data, and there's a lot of different things it can mean. And so I'm going to share with you guys like my interpretations and what I see and the next things I'm going to test. But it does not mean it's like scientific fact, okay? And then if you've been thinking about joining the mastermind, if anybody happened to have been thinking like you want to come in the community, you want to get help from me and my team, you want to be in the community with us, stay until the end. Trust me. If you're wanting to, just stay until the end because I have a special offer that you guys are only going to get here. Okay, you ready? So I wanted to start off with my goals for these bundles because my goals are a little different maybe than other people's. So especially I'm going to show you guys stats from only our B2C bundles. There's no B2B data in here. This is all B2C, business to consumer. So this is not businesses with other businesses. This is literally B2C. It's under a B2C brand that I have, a personal development brand, and it's a personal development kind of themed bundle. So all of the data you're going to see is from that. Why would I do B2C bundles if I do not have a B2C business? That's a great question. I started doing them because I wanted to help my mastermind members get subscribers so I could help them get sales. So my dream and fantasy and what I always think about is how can we get people to make a return on their investment? I would love for every person that comes in the mastermind to make their money back and more. That's what we're always thinking about and at least trying to do, right? That's like the whole name of the game. And I was finding there were people that were coming in and they needed to practice doing sales and they needed to practice doing marketing, but they didn't have any people. So by the time they got people, their year was almost up and they didn't have enough time, I felt like, for me to coach them on the marketing and the sales stuff that they needed. And so I was hoping with this, at least I could give them some. I don't want it to be your main lead gen strategy. I don't think mastermind members should rely on our bundles for your leads. Do not do that. It's just supposed to be like an extra bonus for you guys to help you get that ROI and to help you grow your business while you're in the mastermind. My second goal is to outsource all the work. So I just had a conversation with someone the other day and they said, I'm so exhausted from doing my event. I don't know how you do events. And I was like, I don't do any of the work. I was like, it takes me this ultimate life hacking bundle. I definitely spent less than 3 hours. That's like, I probably spent less than 2 hours altogether on it. So my goal is to break even, to outsource all the work, and to get subscribers for my clients. Does that make sense? And so this is not a profit-making endeavor for us. And I'm going to show you the numbers. I have a $230,000 a year business. It's been doing that pretty consistently for the last 3 years. So when you see these numbers, keep that in mind because this is very low priority to me because it's a very small part of our revenue, right? So I have to focus on the things that can generate $10,000 or $20,000 or $100,000 rather than these events. So just so everybody understands where I'm coming from and what I'm working with, that's what's up. But I do think this can be a good lead gen strategy to outsource. And there's a lot of lead gen strategies that are very difficult to outsource. I even have someone that I'm friends with that's in a high ticket mastermind with me. And she just said, like, I just have to do my own ads. I just cannot get as good results when I outsource ads. It's not to say there's no ad manager on the planet, but it's really difficult to find someone that can do your marketing and get leads, the right leads into your business the way that you can. It's hard to get people to do your social media and grow it, right? There are lead gen strategies that are very difficult to outsource. This is a very easy strategy to outsource and break even and pay for that labor, right? So that's my goal is like, can I put this event together, serve my community, pay someone else to do all the work and break even? And we did that plus a little extra. So I'll show you guys. So our event, I don't know why it loaded half of the photos, but I'll walk you through. So we had the Next Level Life bundle that was actually was it in March this year? Gosh, that seems like so long ago. We did the Slacker Hack Summit. We had the best summer ever bundle. And we had the ultimate life hacking bundle. So these were our events, and these are the ones I'm going to show you the data on. So here are our final breakdowns of our life hacking bundle numbers. Our September 2025 final stats. So we had 1,800 opt-ins. Definitely not our biggest bundle, but I'm not mad at that, right? Our VIP sales came in at $1,800. We did $300 in the bump. I have a whole bunch to talk to you guys about this bump. We did $950 in sponsorships. The total income was $3,100. My expenses were $900, and we profited $2,200. Right. So I feel pretty good about that for my goals and what I'm trying to do. I feel like that's really great. If you guys are thinking about doing the bundle strategy in your business, like as a host, like hosting your own, I really think the money in these bundles is on the back end. So if I wanted to make real money from this event, what I would do, it really wouldn't even be optimizing this bundle. What it would be is optimizing the launch on the back end. So I would take them from this bundle, drop them onto some kind of launch runway, warm them up, let them get to know me, help them do something, and then I would make them a really great offer, right? And that would be where I would focus on getting the money, is on the back end. So I see these bundles as a lead gen strategy. I just want to make sure they're not costing me money, right? Because if I'm doing this, I don't have a B2C business. I'm running B2C bundles. I want to make sure it's not like costing me money. So as long as we break even, I'm happy. I mean, I'm not mad at $2,000, right? Nobody's mad at that. So here's kind of how it averages out. This is the average from our 2025. I didn't put the summit in there. So our average sponsor revenue has been $850. Our average VIP is $1,300. So we make most of our money from VIP and then sponsorship. Our average expenses are $537. Sometimes they're more than that. They go up to about $900. Sometimes they're less than that. It depends a lot on the tech. So we moved to System.io this year. I had to pay, the team to rebuild all the pages and stuff. I'm going to talk about that too in another system. And like, obviously that takes more hours. So when there's tech stuff that happens, when there is, more projects that have to be done, if there's some kind of tech glitch and they have to do a bunch of customer service, then those expenses will go up. When everything runs smoothly and everything works, a lot of you guys know my team. They're like the A team, they never miss. They're like on it. When everything goes smoothly with the tech, our costs stay pretty low. Like I think 537 do an event like this is like very reasonable. And then our average profit, right? So there's the money you bring in, and then you pay your expenses, and then your profit is what's left. Is our average profit so far has been $1,200. And again, I think that's a really good opportunity because you're getting paid to get subscribers for your business. Like you're getting paid to market your business, which is like pretty incredible opportunity. Like I just think that's amazing. I really do. I've been in marketing a long time. I've tried everything. I've done everything. I've seen everything. I don't know any other strategy that is going to pay you like this, right? Unless you're putting money in ads and you have a very sophisticated funnel and you have that all hammered out. But as far as like not having a ton of money up front and not having a lot of risk, this is a really good strategy. Okay, so here is our revenue breakdown. I thought this was kind of interesting. So here is our VIP sales and then our sponsorships. And I did stick our little Slacker Summit guy down here because a lot of times people ask me like, what's the difference between bundles and summits? And I'm going to show you guys in these graphs how it looks and why we do that. So for our life hacking bundle, again, the majority of our sales is VIP and then sponsorships. We did have a lot of sponsorships in this Next Level Life. And again, this is revenue. So this is not profit on here. Okay, this I love. I love this graph. I think it's really interesting. So the green is net income. That's profit after we paid the expenses, the green dots. And then the blue is opt-ins, right? So I'm looking at how much money did we make versus how many people did we have. And I thought this was really interesting because if you looked at the amount of opt-ins, right, this should have been like a big winner, right? This should have been like a big winner. And they really like are down, or this one, sorry. The Next Level Life, this is like our flop era here. Okay. So to me, there's a couple things to look at, right? You have to know why you're doing this. So if you're doing a strategy I'm talking about, where you're making money on the back end and doing a launch and you're growing a bit, you're using this as a strategy to grow your business, this is your winner right here, right? Because it had way, way, way more people in it than the other ones. So we got way more opt-ins. But if you look at the revenue, the profit, right, compared to the amount of people, that is like not good. It's very bad. Okay, we're going to talk about that. This is like really stood out to me when I was looking here. I knew the best summer ever was low. We'll talk about that one too. Again, we did break even, but we only made $400. And then up here, right? And again, all of this like is relative. So to me, these are very small numbers to me because of the revenue level that we're at. The difference between $1,200 and $500, it's like I'm not going to spend necessarily tons of time to bring all of this up to 1,200. But I'll tell you, I did get some really good ideas from this, and we will implement them in the holiday bundle. And I want to test them and show you guys. And then this was our little summit guy down here. This is why the summits for me are not worth it. When people are like, why are you doing the bundles all the time and not the summits? The reason that we did the summit and the reason we do the summits is because I like to give our community speaking opportunities. I want to make them go on camera and talk. We have a lot of new people starting out. I want to get them on camera because I think that will make them more money. I think the skill of being on camera, of talking on camera, of being in front of people, right? Of like being in the summit, I think that that is all a lot of value we can give my clients. But if I was doing this as a lead gen, so if I'm doing the strategy I'm talking about, where it's like we're getting the people in, we're putting them on a launch runway, we're selling to them, this is the loser here, right? Because it's like not even close. And this one takes a lot of time to put together. It takes more time for us to do this, and it gets us less leads, right? Less leads, and the speakers barely got any leads. So the other thing that we saw was like people came to the summit, but then they didn't opt into the speakers' stuff. And so it just didn't turn in. It was good because they got experience being on camera. But if my goal was to get leads for our speakers, that thing was a freaking flopperoo, in my opinion. So I could see a summit working. Here's how I could see a summit working. If you are doing something high end, if you are doing something high touch, if you are wanting to be a thought leader and really differentiate yourself in your niche, if you're wanting to do something to stand out, if you're wanting more brand recognition, those are all great reasons to do a summit, right? Especially because you can take them, they can see you on camera every day, you can talk to them. A lot of it is live. People are more engaged in the summits. They interact with you more in the summits than they do in the bundles typically, depending on how you set them up. We're going to test some things in the boss bundle. Y'all should watch what we do at the boss bundle. But they're engaging with you more. So they can be warm after those summits. So I've seen people go into launches. Have you seen people do that? They'll go from the summit and then they will go into the launch. And so if you're selling something higher ticket, you don't need as much volume, right? But if my strategy, it depends on your business strategy. If my business model is I'm going to sell $10, $20, $30, $49 things, this ain't going to do it. There's not enough volume, not enough people, right? It's like, it's going to be a lot of work, and you might break even on the front end, but you're not going to get that cash injection you're wanting on the back end, right? You need more volume. So here's income versus profit for these events. So the blue is the income, the green is the profit. They're fairly profitable. Our expenses stay pretty close. Like there's nothing on here that's really very surprising to me, right? So this was our best one sales wise. I'm going to show you guys why. I fixed the sales page. That's why. And I'm going to show you guys what we did. And this here. So this one was interesting, right? Because when you look at the attendance, I don't think the attendance on this was bad, but what we did was we dropped the price down a lot. So what happened, here we are in Next Level Life. This is the beginning of 2025. This is our results. I'm like, excuse me? Why, like, why are we getting such lower results, right? And obviously our pages were ugly. We had just moved on to system, right? I'm going to show you guys our embarrassing ugly page in a minute. So our pages were ugly. We had just moved on to system, and I forgot what I was going to say. I had a whole story I was on. It'll come back to me in a second. What was I going to tell you guys? There was something else. I got distracted thinking about how ugly my page was. um, oh, so we were looking at this and we're like, why are the results from this like so sucky? Because the attendance was good. I showed you guys this was like our winner, like opt-in wise, right? And our fucking profits down here. Like, why, what is going on? And so our page was ugly. That was one of our things that we've been working on and have fixed. The other thing we did was we dropped the price. So the price here was 29. The price here was 9. So we did a pretty big like jump over in testing the profits. I think we started at 19 and went to 29 in next level life. Right. So I'm looking at this. I'm like, we're getting a lot of people on that page and people are not buying. What is going on? First of all, our page is ugly. I'll show you our embarrassing page. But then second of all, the price point just might not be right in the market. And you guys are going to see this. I think, it's different for everybody, but one of the things that I am seeing, you guys can tell me in the chat what you've been seeing. People are being very intentional with their spending. And so a couple years ago, they might go on a thank you page and they're just like, oh, yeah, I want it, buy it, right? And there was a lot more impulse shopping kind of stuff happening. Whereas now people are being very intentional with what they're spending. And that's okay. It's just like we just have to be aware of that so we can market to them, give them more time to think about things, give them more information about the products, right? We have more intentional buyers in a more sophisticated market. That just means we have to be more intentional marketers in the marketplace, right? With what we're doing. So that's kind of what we did, right? We fixed our sales page and we fixed our pricing. So we dropped our pricing down. I'm going to show you guys what I think the sweet spot for pricing is based on all of our data and all of our stuff. I think we'll do the holiday bundle probably around 14. Here we go. Here's the conversion rates and the VIP. So this is kind of a little funky graph, but down here is the VIP price. Okay. So this one was $9. This one was $12. This one was 14. That was I think that ended up being the average total spend because we had that bump on there, which I'm going to talk about. And then this one was 15. And then these are the conversion rates. So the higher they are on here, the better they converted, right? So best summer ever, if you look at this actually didn't convert bad, right? But the revenue, you guys saw the revenue. It's like way down here, right? We didn't have the volume to go that low. And that's what I want you guys to see is if we drop the price, let's say we drop the price in half, we have to make twice as many sales to make the same amount of money. And like, do we have the conversions and do we have the traffic to do that? Like we were like, I don't know, right? And the answer was no. So I want to point that out to you guys when you're pricing your things, right? And thinking about how to price your VIP in your event, depending on what is going on. If you're going to drop the price on something, you've got to understand you're going to have to bring in twice as much volume. That's a lot, right? If you drop the price in half, twice as much volume to make the same amount of money, not even to make more. So then if you want to grow, you have to actually do more. Sometimes it works because the conversion rate goes up so high, right, that it's worth it. It's like, well, I could sell way more of the $9 thing than I can at $900 because lots and lots of people buy it and nobody buys it at $900, right? So it's like kind of finding that sweet spot. And I feel like we're really starting to dial in on this right here. Look at that. We love to see it, don't we? We love to see it. Yeah. And this was like our worst converting one. This was our highest ticket and our worst converting one. This one looks high, but it had a bump on it. So that's why it looks like a really high price. So yeah, like I was saying, there's revenue. Revenue does not equal just conversions. It's the price, and you have to consider your price and your audience size. I think the sweet spot right now for us is like between 14 and $15 with an order bump on the back. I want to test more order bumps on these things. I would love to do an upsell on the back end, a one-click upsell, and I would love to maybe do two. We might do two bumps on a sales page at the holiday bundle. We'll see. So here's why I think this worked, like why it was so improved. And again, when you look at those graphs, you're like, oh my gosh, like it's way up here. But remember, this is not like hundreds of thousands of dollars. So like, keep it all in perspective. But I like looking at these things because I think it shows trends in the marketplace overall. And for me as a business coach, I find that very valuable because there's a lot of traffic on these pages and I want to know what's going on so I can help my clients and help you guys get more results, right? So the Ultimate Life Hacking Bundle had a $7 bump, and that boosted our average cart value to $17.93. So meaning the average amount of money people spent went up, right? That thing, it sold a lot better, I think, than we thought. And honestly, it wasn't even that good of a bump. It was just something we had laying around that I stuck in there. So I think if we actually get more intentional, we could bring that up if we wanted to. And then the summer bundle, like I said, is only $10. We just didn't $9, $10. It didn't have the volume to get that price, and it didn't have the bump on it. The ultimate, this is great. The 7.3% of opt-ins upgraded to VIP. I thought that was great. I was like happy to see it. But again, when you look at the best summer ever, when you look at that revenue, there's a big old gap, right? But when you look at the conversion rates, not really that off, right? So the volume could have been lower, or it could have been that the pricing is too low, right? And the Next Level Life was just terrible. I'm going to show you this ugly ass sales page. I'm embarrassed to show you guys. I sent that email being like, I'm embarrassed and nervous. I am embarrassed and nervous. Okay. That was real. That was not marketing. I was just like, oh, am I going to show this on the internet? Yes, we are. So I'll make a deal with you guys. I'm going to do the embarrassing, scary thing to help you out because I think it will be valuable to you guys to see it. So you don't make a page that looks like this. And I'll make the deal with you guys that you have to do something scary to help your audience in exchange. Okay. That's the deal. But I am going to show you this ugly ass sales page down here in a minute. And then the sponsors helped for sure, right? We did these for a long time without sponsors, and I was pretty happy with it because we were breaking even, and I'm not trying to make money off of these. I'm trying to get people, and for my clients on their email list. But then Kelsey one day came to me and she's like, we should do sponsors. And I was like, sponsors? And we've done really well with them. I feel like people generally are happy with them. Not every sponsor is a great fit, but we try the best we can to drive traffic to them, to feature them in the email, to put them higher on the page. And I definitely think our sponsorships are worth it. You get better results when you sponsor because you get seen by more people because we take you and put you in front of more people. I can't make people sign up for your thing, right? But I can put your stuff in front of more people. And so Best Summer Ever leaned on VIPs, but had no bump. The VIPs did pretty good at Best Summer Ever, but not having that bump really kind of killed us. And the Next Level Life leaned on sponsorships, but low VIP. The VIP conversions were just abysmal on that ugly page. And then the Ultimate Life Hacking Bundle, we kind of hit our sweet spot. And I'm going to show you guys those pages. But we kind of combined. We got good sponsorships. We got good VIP sales. We got a good bump, right? It was just kind of everything was kind of good. And so it all kind of balanced out and brought us back up where I'm wanting to be, where when we started the year, we were not where I wanted to be. I was like, oh, we're not going to be able to keep hosting these if we're only clearing $400. It's too big of a risk for me because if something happens and I need Kelsey to work more, or we need to buy something and, God forbid it's easy to spend $400 more when you're doing an event like that. I'm sure you guys know that. Then I'm going to be in the red. And then these events are going to be costing me money. And I was like, we can't be doing that. So that's when I really started focusing and actually spending some time looking at this stuff. So this was really interesting. So we did an A/B test. We've never done this, but, we're kind of transitioning off of Kajabi. I hate Kajabi. That's just my personal opinion. But we've been moving over to System.io both of my new brands are on System.io, and they have this great feature with A/B testing. You guys have to use it if you're on there. So what they will do is you just put your pages up and it just tests it, and then it just picks the strongest one and just uses that. You don't even have to do anything, right? And so it put 1,300 page views on each of these pages. And then I think I got this backwards. The long page was the winner, not the short page. I'm going to show you guys the pages. So this one was not the winner. So or you guys can't see it. Hold on. What is happening? Hold on, you guys. I want to make sure. I don't know why it's not switching. I think here's what I got to do. I got to go out of here. We can do this. We're going to get there. I really want to show you guys the actual pages because I think that'll be the most valuable thing I can share with you. There we go. Okay. This page is unpublished, so I can't, if I try to look at it live, it redirects to the better page. It doesn't show the bad page anymore. So I had to go into the editor. That's why all this stuff is over here on the side over here. But this is the bad page, right? So if we have the opt-in here, we have our graphic here. It's interesting to me too that the shorter one converted 2% higher than this one, and the top is really the same on both of them. So it really was just the length. All we did was the length. And what is so interesting to me about this is we tested a lot of landing pages not even 2 years ago, a lot, because I was doing a lot of events and I wanted to know, would it be better for us to do long, opt-in pages for our events? And I was kind of my theory at the time was I'm going to build my opt-in pages more like a sales page, and they're paying with their time. And so I'm going to pitch them the same way I would if they're paying money. And I'm going to build these long opt-in pages. And I tested them and they were bangers, right? But the market changes, and the market freaking changes fast. And right now I'm telling you guys, I think short opt-in pages, I'm going to show you the sales page, short sales page, short. I would go and if you're wanting an easy way to boost everything up, literally all we did on this one, I'll show you the one that worked. All we did was cut it off and make it short, and it converted 2% higher, 2% higher. That just really blew my mind, especially when you think a year and a half ago, that was not the case. Because we were testing all kinds of different pages, right? And the short ones were not performing nearly as well as these ones. This length was working really well for me, right? So we would do opt-in page. Kelsey does these timers on here with the redirect, which is super clever. If you're wanting to do price bumps or you're wanting to go from a wait list to a live page, you can redirect with your little timer, so you don't have to go in there and change pages. And then we did 3 reasons to grab your wait list. We had our little graphics, what you'll find inside. It's more like a sales page, right, than an opt-in page. This just is not working for us anymore. Get on the wait list to be the first to know when it's live. This headline sucks also. I would not, I'm saying, my goal when I'm updating these is to spend as little time on it as possible. Because I'm saying, it's a very small part of our overall revenue. And I'm not saying that to be a jerk. I'm just saying this is how I have to prioritize. I'm very busy right now. My life is just very busy, and that's just how it is. And so I have to really, really focus on only the things that are generating revenue. But if I were spending a bunch of time on this page, this headline sucks, I would change it. It's get on the wait list to be the first to know when it's live. It's that's not that enticing, I don't think. I think we could come up with something better. So there's that one, okay? And then we A/B tested it with this. I think the headlines are are they even the same? We put together the best tips and tools. Yep. We just cut the bottom off. That's it. 2% higher. I was really shocked by that. I don't know if that's shocking to you guys, but this is the way to go. Form, okay? Maybe some bullet points. Make the headline. I would maybe even come up with a sexier headline for this one. Sexy headline, bullet points. Image, nice mock-up image. That's it. That's all I would do on an opt-in page right now, because we'll test some other things and I'll let you guys know if I see some other differences. But Yeah, I found that to be like super surprising that it had changed that much. And it wasn't that long of a time. It really was not that long ago. Those longer pages were doing great for us. So we're going to look at our VIP page. I don't want to read these bullet points. I'm just going to show you guys the pages because I think it's more interesting. Oh, you guys don't see the slides anyway. Okay, I got to remember that. But the good news is you should. Hold on one second. I'm going to get it all squared away. Oh, it must be sharing not the tab. Okay, I can do this. We got to go here. We got to go here. This is going to be really helpful to you guys because, and like I'm saying, this is freaking embarrassing to me, like that we put this up, but I'm going to share it with you guys anyway because I think it'll be helpful. Okay, this is our horrible, terrible, no good, awful, very bad VIP upsell page. This is the worst one we've ever done in the history of anything that we've ever done. And let me show you like why I think that is. So first of all, it says you're in the next level life bundle gift page opens in. I don't like this mock-up, but then second of all, when you look at this, you think you're done. It's like you're in. That's it. There's no like pitch up here. So I have to scroll down to get to here, right? Where it's like, but wait, right? Want more access. Can I switch between these? I wonder if I can. Let me share. I want to share my other tab so you guys can see. I'll switch between the good one and the bad one. How about that? Transformation toolbox. Oh my gosh, my screen is like crazy right now. I have 100 things open. So that's the top of this one. Okay. So it's like, this is all you see. Like, this is when I'm doing sales pages, the masterminds heard me say this like a billion times, but I'm like, if you're buying advertising on a page, you literally pay more money to be in this spot on a page. Why? It's going to get the most views and it gets the most clicks, like up at the top. That's the most valuable real estate. And so when I'm looking at pages in the mastermind, I'm always like, asking them, I'm like, is that what you would put on your most valuable real estate? If you were going to pay to put something, a headline or something up at the top of the page, is that what you would pay to put there? Is that what you really want there? Right? This, to me, like, that is not what I would put there, right? And then it says, but wait, want VIP access to our most powerful resources. Oh, let me show you the top of the other one. I got to go to here. I want to show you this other one so you can like kind of compare them. We can just kind of go through and see them. Why are you doing that? There we go. So this is interesting to me, right? Because at the top of this, it says limited time offer almost there. Right? Whereas the top of that other one is like, you're done. Bye. This is like, hey, limited time offer almost there. The ultimate life hacking bundle details are headed to your inbox. Check out this offer while you wait. So the pitch is at the top. Okay. So put your pitch at the top, obviously, right? But it's easy to do this stuff when you're building pages. Unlock your transformation for just $12 with the transformation toolbox. This was the one that did better, right? So it goes from almost there into the offer. The one, and the other one like is formatted similar, but it is different, right? So then this one goes, but wait, this is the bad one. But wait, want VIP access to our most powerful resources? I think that headline sucks. Like, I don't know. Do you? Like, does that sound exciting to you guys? It just doesn't sound enticing. Introducing the expansion collection. Now, this is interesting too when I was thinking about this. I don't think this is a good name for this ticket. Like looking at the data and like looking at and comparing it to the other ones. Expansion collection just sounds like, oh, it's like an add-on thing. It's like, oh, it's like an extra thing. Like maybe you don't really need it. Like it's like, oh, like, I don't know. Do you guys feel like that? I feel like it's like, oh, this is like an extra fluffy thing you could get if you want, but it's not like essential, right? So the other one is called Transformation Toolbox. I feel like the vibe of it to me feels like this is something that's important and valuable, whereas this kind of feels a little floofy. You guys let me know what you think in the chat. We can all roast this page together. 17 life-changing resources, one unbeatable price, limited time only. Let's look at the other page, but this to me also not super enticing. 17 life-changing resources, one unbeatable price. And then limited time only is not specific enough. Limited for how long? Like when, right? Like put the specific time on there. And so let's look at our good one and see what we had. Unlock your transformation for just $12 with the transformation toolbox. It's similar, right? Unlock your transformation. But I do think it's like more focused on the result because we're talking about your transformation, whereas the other one's like want a bunch of stuff, right? And it's like maybe they want a bunch of stuff, but maybe they don't. Most people think that making big life changes has to be in some grand declaration. This is really wordy. I would cut this down if I were doing this again. It's a matter of consistent, quick wins in life hacking your way to the result. That's kind of the theme over at that brand now is like, it's the Empowered Slacker Society, and it's about, so we call it Slacker Hacks, but it's about personal development without spending a ton of time on it, basically. It goes into like what you'll gain. This is the good one. So it's like what you'll gain. It has some bullet points. It has these 3 graphics, next level results, premium content, supportive community. I'm going to cut this section in the next time. So each time we run this, we duplicate the pages. I'm probably going, because of that A/B results test and looking at what has been working for us, I am probably going to shorten this page up even more and see if we do that, if it converts higher. So in any kind of business strategy, you'll start getting like a diminishing rate of return, right? So if I have a big long sales page and I shorten it, it's like all of a sudden I might get like a 5% boost in my conversion. But after a while, it's all pretty close together, so it might not make a difference. But my feeling is that people are just skimming these pages. They are not reading them, and they are potentially overwhelmed by all this text. I almost feel like I want to test just doing headlines and bullet points. What do you guys think? And then it says, what's inside the transformation toolbox? Like, I would just take all this out. Just take it all out. Here are, I would just be like, what is essential and what has to be there? I think that's, I would like to test a page that's like only the essential stuff and see how that is. And then it has all of the stuff that's in it. Make me a VIP. Created for real life. This is a nice headline. And I like our image on this one is good. And then it has a list of everything they get. $12. And then this was our bump. Was it's actually like the ultimate Slacker friendly life dashboard. So it's my Notion life organizing dashboard, and we rebranded it and put it in this brand and made a little mock-up for him with a little description. I might test, if I were really like getting crazy and wanting to increase this bump, I might test this with a different mock-up, and I might test this with just the bullet points and see how that does. And then FAQ, and it says, don't wait, transformation starts now. So that was the good one. Let's look back at the bad one. You guys tell me what you think the biggest differences are. We'll do like a little detective, a little like Inspector Gadget on these pages. So again, I hate the top of this page. Again, the other thing that I realized too, when I was putting this together, I was like, this page is so ugly. Why do we put this up? And besides me just wanting to spend as little time as possible on it, we moved from Kajabi to System. So we had to rebuild this. So it took longer than usual to put all this together. I think we were already on a time crunch. And then I freaking forgot. I think I blocked out. I had a lung infection. So I got COVID twice. And then I got a secondary lung infection and was on like 2 or 3 rounds of antibiotics. I was like very sick. So I think this is what it looks like sometimes, and I want to share this with you. When I was thinking about sharing this with you guys, I really want to share it with you because I want you to see you can get results even when you're not optimal. Like I was not optimal. This event was not optimal. Me and the team had a ton of personal shit going on. We got something out and we got it together. Not everything you do has to be 100%. I think a lot of stuff I've done in my career is kind of half-assed. Like, would I love for everything we do to be the best, biggest? Like, of course, but I'm a human, right? And I have to balance that lived experience with the business and the things that are happening in the business. And I struggle with PTSD and depression. I'm sure all of you guys struggle with your own stuff, right? We are talking the mastermind the other night about we all have our different versions of obstacles and struggles we deal with, right? And so I want to offer to you, yeah, this page sucks and I hate it. I like cringe looking at this. But I mean, it did work. Like we did break even. That was my goal. We did get people in there, right? I mean, the people that were in it got a lot of subscribers and that was our goal. So in that way it was like a success, even though I hate this page and it's embarrassing to look at. I hate this headline especially, and I really hate this mock-up. I think this probably killed the freaking page, this part, right? So then this, it has the images. You guys tell me in the chat what you think the differences are you see on this page and the other one. I'm curious what y'all notice. The simplest choice you'll make, the biggest impact you'll feel, introducing the expansion collection. Like it feels very floofy to me. Like it feels all kind of airy-fairy. This is good. This is more concrete. A clutter-free home, boundless energy. But it kind of sounds like bullshit, right? So like boundless energy. Like I can tell I did not edit this copy. We've assembled everything you need in one powerful collection. Premium resources. Again, I don't think this is very compelling. That's a savings of 98%. Here's what you'll find inside. Again, I might just cut this part out in the future and I'll let you guys know how that works. This is kind of redundant. It feels very reminiscent of this. So it feels kind of like now we're looking at almost the same thing. It's just something to watch for, right? Because on one hand, it's like we're trying to use the same fonts and the same colors, but then we have the same graphic. So it looks almost like we're at the same thing, I think, between this and then this part. You guys see what I'm saying? And then it has this mock-up. This mock-up is fine, but I like the one on the transformation toolkit better. Those viral overnight transformations you see online, they're selling you a fantasy. This is a good, better headline. I would take this and put it up here, and I would take out this ugly ass graphic. But why do we have that up there? It's like, why? Real change, the kind that actually lasts, blah, blah, blah. These aren't quick fixes or empty promises. It's good that we have the different color text. We have some bold there. Get your expansion collection. Again, this is such a like wasted opportunity because we could have a headline there talking about the transformation or talking about something compelling, but it's like, get your thing. It's like, is that the best use? Because that is, if you're looking at this, where is the most bang for your buck? Where is the most valuable real estate? It's this. Like, this is where your eyes go, right? It's this and it's this. And so when you guys look at a page like this, when you look at a section like this, you want to look like, where's the most valuable real estate on the page? Like, where are people's eyes going to? The most people going to see? And is that the most powerful content? Is this the most powerful line on this page? Probably not, right? Make me a VIP now. Again, this is also confusing messaging, I think, to people, especially in B2C, because we have like up here, it's like the expansion collection, and then down here, it's VIP. And it's like, I think it would be better if it was all congruent. And then we have this. This is similar to what we had on the other one. Here's everything you get inside. This graphic, I think we used way too much on this page. This is the third time we've had that graphic now. Everything, that's the same as what we had on the other one. And then I also don't like this, how we formatted this form. So if I'm like, we got to have this graphic on here a fourth time. If we really had to have the graphic on there, which we do not, I'm joking, and we should have taken it out because it's already on the page 3 other times. But if we really had to have a graphic here, I would pull it up because I don't like that you have to scroll down here. I think I would like it. And I don't like that then there's this dead space over here, right? I don't like that. I would want like both of them on the same level. Does that make sense? And then I would put the graphic above it, or maybe like the headline, the graphic, the form, something like that. But yeah, I don't know. We were like very committed to putting this graphic everywhere. Special price available for a limited time. Again, this is like, I don't know. Like, I feel like we should put the specific date and time, like that it's available for. Frequently asked questions. Transformation doesn't wait. How did the other one end? Do you guys remember? I want to look and see how the other one ended. Feels like, I think, no, it didn't end with the form either, though. This one went frequently. This was the one that worked. This one. See how much more balanced this looks? Also, like, look at how much better this looks just in the orange box. So, just doing like an orange box with a border can really break up your page. Like, I just think this looks so much better than having all of it in one white background blob, right? And then billing information. Yeah, and then we put the graphic down here and then we have the bump. And so everything's kind of leveled out, like I was saying. You're almost there. Here's the payment. Here's the mock-up. Here's the bump. Buy now. I might want to shorten up this bump just so the button is up a little higher, but that looks way better. And then frequently asked. And then it just has the headline. Yeah, so again, it's like a lot of it is like just taking stuff out and just cleaning it up, right? So we have this background again and this headline and a button. And then the loser one has all these little bullet points and all this text and all this copy, right? And again, I don't think that this was a huge priority for us at that time. I don't think I was like worried about making VIP sales, but y'all wanted a debrief. So I was like, this is definitely, if you're wanting to improve your VIP and that's something like you care about, you want to get that ROI back, right? And if you don't have a team to pay out, your guys' expenses will be lower, right? So there's also like two kind of strategies and like ways you can go here with the, well, I lost my slides. There's like two different strategies and kind of ways you can go. You can either pay with your time and you do all the labor and you do all the work to put the bundle together, or you can pay with your money. That's what I do. I pay Kelsey to put them together, right? And it doesn't cost me any time, but it does cost me money, and that makes our profit lower, right? So you can pay with your time and have higher profit, or you can pay with your money and have lower profit. And there's probably, different seasons for both things. I think either one is fine. Whatever is going to, work the best for you and where you're at with your business. So that was a VIP page that we looked at. Let's see what I wrote earlier. Best page, seamless transition, almost there while you wait. So the best one kind of like is like, hey, like keep going. Like I was saying at that first one, it just looks like you're done at the top. Impulse buy pricing, so $12. The other one, not only was the page ugly, it was more expensive. Womp womp. I was like, yeah, put a friggin' ugly page up with a more expensive product, right? Again, this is like it's not like life-changing money to us. It's a small difference, but I think there's stuff you can learn from these little changes that would apply to like bigger revenue areas, right? Yeah, complex messaging. Yeah, the copy sucks. Weaker value perception. Decision. Yeah, that's kind of what we saw. So I want to talk about some things. When I was looking at this, I was like making a list of what I would wanted to test in the holiday bundle. And I thought I would just show you guys kind of what I'm thinking about things that we might test in the holiday bundle. If you want to be in the holiday abundance bundle, I would love to feature you. I'm looking for B2C people. I'm looking for people that do something helpful. Like, we do all niches. So you're really welcome to submit anything. We don't really do B2B. If you're in the mastermind, sometimes I'll let you in B2B, but mostly it's B2C. So if you're interested in being featured, though, we are accepting. You can go to faithmariaevents.com and then the application and the events to actually be in the bundle with your businesses in there. So here's some things I'm like curious about that we might try out. So I think the sweet spot, I think I want to keep the VIP around $14 with a bump, but I think I might try a second bump, right? So I think I might try like a $7 and a $15 bump. So it would be the main ticket at $14, the $7 bump. I'm trying to think if I want to do a $7 bump and like a $9 bump, or if I want to do a $7 bump and like something like a $29 bump maybe. Like, and most people aren't going to take that bottom offer. But again, what we were saying earlier, right, with the volume and pricing, we don't have to sell as many to make just as much money. If a few people pick that up at 29, that's an extra $90 when you're doing something like this, like that, can be a lot of money. You guys can use that strategy too on your like tripwires and stuff, right? So you kind of get them in and put their credit card information with that like no-brainer tripwire, and then you offer them those bumps to try to bring your average order value up, and that can change your bottom line depending on how many people you put through it and what your conversion rates are. So yeah, I want to shorten up our page. Like I was saying, I think I'm just going to massacre our page and I cut all that copy out. Again, a few years ago, this was totally different. So when we tested things, the long sales pages worked. Like the longer they were, the more people bought. Like it really was like that. And anybody that's been around in a while, you could put in the chat, like that's how it was. Like we tested it, we were doing it, everyone was doing it. That's what was working then, was like these long pages with lots of stuff on it, lots of copy, right? Your copy like really mattered, like what you said on the page like really freaking mattered, and like your storytelling and all this stuff. It is like we have gone into like ADHD land. Everything is like fast and quick. You need to be able to explain what you do and how you do it and how it's going to help them fast, because they're only going to be on that page for like 5 seconds. So I want to like massacre our page and just like cut as much as I can out and see how that goes. And again, I might go too far, and maybe there's like, there's like with everything, there's a balance, but I'm always like, I want to know where that line is. Like kind of like when we drop the price down to $9, I'm like, I want to see like maybe the volume will be there and it'll make up. Like I want to know where that line is, where it starts being like a diminishing return, right? And then frame as a seamless upgrade. I think I really want to keep it as like a VIP, and I want to frame it, yeah, more as like an essential, like not like an extra floofy thing, right? But like an upgrade to your experience, a VIP. I got to think of the messaging more, but you guys get what I'm saying. I want it to feel like you already have this thing, and if you would like the luxury version, here. Like that's how I think I'm going to work on positioning it for the holiday bundle. Again, I'm going to test it. I don't know how it'll work. I'll let you guys know. Checkout bump. Yeah, like I was saying, I want to do the checkout bump. Sponsors, we're going to aim for 1,200 to 1,500. That's ambitious, but I'm like, let's see. Funnel optimization. Urgency tied to action. Bundle is on the way. Upgrade now before it closes. Yeah, we do that in our emails, but I feel like we could do it better on that page. Like I was saying, I think we need like exact dates and deadlines on those countdown timers. When I'm looking at it, I don't love that it's just like, and soon. It's like, well, when? Like, and how soon? And like, you know what I mean? I think we just need to get more specific with that stuff. And then, yeah, we'll see if we can get there. When I was like messing with all this stuff in ChatGPT, it was kind of like, if you make these changes, you can get your income up here. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking going forward. I'm going to look through this stuff some more, but that's that. You guys tell me what you think the biggest changes we could make for the holiday bundle. If there's changes you would like to see us make in the holiday bundle, let me know. I'm going to walk you guys through our bundle course. So right now I'm running a beta on our bundle program, right? And you guys just saw me walk through how a few small changes really impact the results of those things, right? It wasn't like that crazy of a difference between the one that really worked really well and the one that sucked, right? So imagine having us apply all of our experience to help you right away. We had to go through all of this ourselves, right? But we have the Bundle Boss course where we're putting everything together, our exact system. You're getting our SOPs, templates for everything, trackers, all the things into a program. People have really loved our events. They've always said how well organized they are. They've always said they liked being in them. They like participating in them. And they've always asked us if we had like templates they could buy or stuff like that. We never did. And then I finally got around to putting it together. So we're putting it together now. It's in beta. It's at a special price. So this is like if you're interested in hosting your own. So if you're not interested in hosting your own and you have a different strategy for traffic, that's totally fine. So here's everything you get. If you are interested in hosting your own, I think this will make it a lot easier, right? So you're going to get our step-by-step Asana board. So what I'm doing right now is I'm building every 2 weeks, they're getting a new section of the Asana board. And the Asana board has like Loom videos showing exactly how to do things step by step. It's like a to-do list. It's like, do this task. Here's exactly how to do it. Here's the video, here's the templates, here's everything you need to get it done. You're getting templates for all the pages. I'm finishing right now, like looking. That's the other reason I've been digging through all this data is we're looking at that and putting together templates. If you're in System.io, you'll just be able to take them and plug your stuff in. If you're not in System.io, I'll make you a version of copy and you can copy and paste that stuff over. And you'll get our best converting headlines. You'll get the copy that works. You'll get the graphics. And as we update this stuff, because we run so many, that's only the B2C events. This is like not even close to all the events we run because most of our events are B2B, like that I run, right? So you'll get, as we figure this stuff out and we see the market change, you'll get the updates inside the program. You're going to get our process for getting people to want to participate in your bundle. So one of the things that I talked about in the front of the course that a lot of people were concerned about is like, why would anybody want to collaborate with me? Who feels like that? You're like, why would anybody want to collaborate with me? Nobody doesn't want to collaborate with me, right? And I totally get that, right? Like I used to feel like that too. But we talk about in the beginning, like really making your bundle really mission driven. So instead of making it like, hey, do you want to be in my bundle and grow my email list? It's like, hey, do you want to be in this bundle? I'm really trying to help as many overwhelmed moms as I can. This is like my story about what it was like for me. And this is why I'm passionate about it. And I want to bring together 50 women to put together 50 free resources to help moms. It's something I'm really passionate about. And I think people are excited and want to be a part of something that feels important and something that you're excited about. And so we talk about how to come up with ideas for that, how to position that, and then how to pitch people into that in there in the beginning of the program. You guys get our exact process for pitching, our Airtable database, and all of our real emails. So you even get, I gave you guys like our rejection emails. You get our rejection emails. You're going to get our customer service emails. You're going to get our acceptance emails, like what you send out, like literally everything we send out. I'm making all of it into templates and you just fill it out with your stuff. You're getting all of our pitch emails. So you get our first pitch email that's like telling them about that storytelling and that whole thing. You get a whole template with that. And then you get the follow-up email. We do 3 pitch emails. So we'll do the first one. If they don't respond, we'll send a second one. And then if they don't respond, we'll send a third one. And you'll get the emails for both of those. And you'll get our system for tracking it. So you know who you've emailed and who you haven't. And Kelsey's such a genius at keeping this stuff organized. And what I'll say about our system is it's very simple. I really wanted it to be not expensive. You can use the free version of Airtable. You can use the free version of Asana. You don't have to buy any AI or like fancy tools or anything like that. And then you're going to get, exactly what to do after contributors turn their stuff in. The reason I put that is we're in this phase right now with the Becoming Boss bundle. But once people turn their stuff in, there is like a crunch land that happens. So it's like everybody's stuff is in. You have to herd them all in, right? So you go pitch, be my thing. And then they're like, yeah. And then you're like, okay, great. Turn in your stuff, right? You close submissions. Everybody's stuff is in. And then there's like this crunch time where you've got to get the pages done and the graphics done and the copy done. And we're going to have step by step. You'll know exactly what to do. People turn their stuff in. It's like, go down your list. Like we've got you. Like you're just going to follow your list down the thing, right? Use our templates. There's instructions for how to do every single thing in there. And if you're wanting to outsource this someday, you can take that Asana board and assign it to someone else on your team, right? And just give the task to somebody else to do if you're wanting to have a VA help you. You're getting Canva templates for like literally everything, every like System.io thing I'm giving you, like all of the pages I'm making, they all have graphics where you can just update them with your branding. And this right now is $249. So it's going to be $497 after beta. So right now it is in beta. It is not done. So I just want to be clear and like manage expectations. It says it all on the sales page, right? But it's not done. I'm making it in real time. And in exchange for the flexibility that comes with just making stuff live and having to like be a little flexible, we're giving you guys a really good deal. Like $249 for that, I think is like, especially because you guys see that we're making profit on all these events. Like there's a very clear path to ROI if you have the capacity to do it. It's not a clear path to ROI if you're going to buy it and not use it. But if you're like, I'm ready to do this thing, I really want to like put some fire, like I'm ready to get a little bump in my business. I'm ready to like get myself out there. Collaborations do a lot for your business too, because people start knowing who you are and you start getting more and more opportunities. More people invite you to their thing. That's the other thing that happened to me is we started hosting all these events. And I used to like always get jealous. I'd be like, nobody invites me to speak and nobody invites me like to be, why doesn't I get invited to anything? And then when I started inviting people, I started getting invited to all their things. And now I get invited to so many things, which is, I'm so grateful for and so awesome. Because that was like my dream for so long, was to like be invited. So if you're like me and you're like, I want to be invited, do inviting. That's always my advice. I'm like, if you want to be invited, do more inviting. And it just opens up more opportunities for your business. So if you're feeling stuck and stagnant with your business, if you have a concept of like what you're doing, you have some products, you're like, I'm really ready to like really test it out and like really, like I'm saying, like put some fire on it. I think this is a really good option. I think 249, I think it's a low risk, especially if you, like I'm saying, have the capacity and time to actually use it. It's not like a get rich quick. This is not like it's going to rain money on you. Like, it is effort. And then, and all the tips we learned plus the updates. Like I said, you guys are going to get all the updates. And then, so that's 249. But you can also get it as a bonus in the Becoming Boss Mastermind. So I'm going to walk you through. So there's two options. There's 249 for the bundle course, which I think is a great option and a great deal. If you're like a self-starter and you're like, if somebody tells me how to do it, like I'm good. I just need like to know what to do. The 249 option is perfect. If you're like, I need questions, I need help, I need somewhere I can go and like brainstorm, I need support, the Becoming Boss Mastermind is going to be like where you want to be. So in the mastermind, you get access to Bundle Boss at no extra charge. So you're going to get, while you're a member, you'll have access to the whole program. And our current members, I already gave it to y'all, but y'all get it for free. You're welcome. And then you get a year of coaching and community. So mostly every Tuesday, sometimes on Wednesday, but every Tuesday, every week, we do Zoom calls. You can come talk to me about your business. You can talk to me about your bundle. You can talk to me about your mindset. You guys put in the chat like what we coach on in there. We coach on everything. So like mindset, launch strategy, business stuff. I don't know, like all kinds of stuff, like all imposter syndrome. We were coaching on imposter syndrome stuff a bunch the other night. Anything that you're kind of stuck on, I'm always like, I'm happy to help you. Just bring it to the call and come talk it out. If you can't come live, right, just listening to the calls will help you, because you'll see we all struggle the same way, right? The same way before this workshop, I was like nervous and scared because I was like, I'm not really a numbers person. This is not really my wheelhouse. I feel like it's embarrassing how bad our page is. Like, I feel like you guys can all relate to that to some extent, right? Because we've all felt like that. And I think there's a lot of human experiences in business, regardless of niche, regardless of income, right? We are all human beings growing businesses together. And so you can learn a lot listening to other people get coached. And someone might ask a question you don't even know to ask. It's like, if you've never built a business, you don't even know what you don't know, right? But if you watch someone else get coached, you might be like, damn, like, I'm really glad I saw that. I would have had that problem too, right? You get my 90-day planning process, my business planning process. You guys been through Plan Like a Boss. You get my whole 90-day business planning framework, and you get my mindset program. Neither of those are available anywhere else. We don't sell them. They're only for members. You get coaching calls, not just with me, but also with my team and guest experts, right? So you'll also we have a YouTube person in there. We have a copywriting person in there. We've had in the past finance people in there. We'll bring different experts in, and you get access again to them live on Zoom, right? Normally you would have to pay, I don't know, how much does coaching cost these days? Hundreds of dollars an hour to talk to an expert. But with our program, you can get access to the replays to watch. You can get access to come live if you can and ask questions. And this is great. If you can't come live, if you're thinking like, oh, I can't come live, it's like not going to work for me. We have the private podcast. So you can submit your question you have on Airtable, and I will make a podcast for you answering your question. I just answer everybody's questions on podcasts. It's really fun. We used to do them live, but I like the podcast because you can just listen to the questions that apply to you. And if you want to just listen to your answer and not listen to everybody else's, you can do that on the private podcast. So you can ask me any questions you got about the bundle, or if you're stuck, or you're like, how do I decide? Or I feel like everybody's going to reject me and I'm scared, and like whatever's coming up, you can put in there and I can talk you through. We're doing monthly sprints right now, which is really fun. So my goal is that each month we'll do a 7 to 10 day sprint. At the end of that sprint, you have an asset done. So right now they're doing a $9 product. Before we did a welcome email series, right? Something like that. That's like an asset that will help you, that you'll be able to use forever. And so if you come in for a year, you'll leave with 12 assets done. And I make these Notion boards that are, again, step by step, right? I give you templates, I give them custom GPTs. I try to, it's still work. You still have to put in time, right? I can't do it for you, but we do try to make it easier on you. We have co-working and business retreats. So people find that they get a lot more done when they're involved in the community and they can do the co-working. If you're feeling like I just cannot get things done, you can even host your own co-working. So it's on your schedule. And then you get the premium bonuses. So when you join for a year, you get Creator Camp, you get, which is my social media membership for a year. You get the coach course, which is my course about coaching people and how my frameworks for coaching people. I used to be a social worker, so it has a lot of that kind of stuff in it. And then you get We're in Business Now, which is my program that I just did this summer. That is about exactly what I would do if I were starting from scratch, how I would start a business step by step. And it has a lot of really good, helpful frameworks in it. So you get access to that as well. I'm losing my voice. Sorry, guys. I was like yelling, I think, at you the whole time. And then you get our searchable replay vault. You get all the replays. And then we're doing as a bonus, we're going to do 2 bundle themed calls in there. So if you're in the mastermind, you'll get to come to our bundle theme calls, and we're just going to talk about bundles. Kelsey just hosted a Q&A in there that was bundle themed, and people really loved it. So I'm excited for those calls. And then we send you a cute coffee mug in the mail, the most important part, right? And so it's $549 for a year in the mastermind and Bundle Boss. So we're doing Bundle Boss as a bonus right now. So you're getting both of them for $549. We usually sell the mastermind for $997. This summer, just like how I was telling you, we have to test the pricing on the VIP to find where it is. We're testing the mastermind pricing. And I'm just being straight with you. This is the bottom that we're testing. It's not going down. If anything, it's going to probably have to go back up so we can get in that like sweet spot of where we have the volume and where the conversion rate is. But right now, I think it's $597. I think that is a typo. Yep. So that's it. You can join it. You can buy it on yourself. You can join in the mastermind. I'd love to help you. Oh, I have a fast action bonus. I almost freaking forgot. I was really excited about this. I was like, I want to do something fun. I was really excited about the workshop. If you want to join the mastermind, okay, this is the deal that I'm going to give you. So the first 3 people that join the mastermind get a 30-minute one-on-one call with me. We can either do 90-day planning on the call, or we can plan your bundle, whatever you want to do on the call. But you get a 30-minute one-on-one call with me. I haven't done any one-on-one calls all year at all. So this will be like my first time doing one-on-one. I used to have all one-on-one clients, right? Now I have programs, so I don't do as many. But I was just thinking about like what would be fun to do as a bonus for you guys and what would be fun for me to do. And I was like, you know what? I really would like to do some one-on-ones. So people are probably going to be jealous of this, but the first 3 people, I can only do 3 because I don't have that much room in my calendar, but the first 3 people will get this. And then if you don't get that, it's okay. We're going to give you a $100 shop gift card. The first 3 people get both. You get a $100 shop gift card and the one-on-one. And then everybody else just gets the $100 shop gift card in addition. So that's like an extra thing that is not on our sales page. It's not like something you're going to see promoted. It's just for this weekend. And we're going to close it Sunday at midnight. So that's that. I'd love to have you in there. If you need help with your business, you're feeling stuck, you're feeling overwhelmed, you're like, I don't know what to do. I wish somebody, could tell me what to do. I wish I could talk this out somewhere. I wish I had support. If you're feeling, I don't know, just stuck, I would love to help you. I love helping people with their businesses. I've coached hundreds of people on this stuff, and I really love it. I am a nerd about all things marketing, all things sales, all things mindset. and I would love to help you. So that's that. Thank you guys for being here. I hope you guys got something out of it. Like I said, even if you're not hosting the bundle, those what I was talking about on those pages and showing you guys, you can use on your pages. So while it's fresh in your brain, I would go if you have a tripwire page that's like not working very well, you're like, this should be selling better. Like, I know they want it, but they're not buying it. Something's off on that page. This is a really good time to go look at the page while it's like fresh in your brain and you've like looked at the chat and seen what everybody's saying and like we've all looked at it together. So go the same way we were looking at my page, thinking about like, how would we change this to get it to convert more? You can take all that stuff and be like, should I change this headline? Does it need to go up? Does it need a different graphic? And mess with it and see if you can get it to convert. And then just make sure that you track the data, right? So if you just go in there and make random changes, that's not very useful, right? So make sure that you either duplicate the page. I really like to duplicate the page and just make it separate so I have the data separate. But you can also just write it down. Like you can just write down what it is and track it that way too. Oh, it's already an hour and 15. I gotta go. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate all of y'all coming and even if you can't join the mastermind, I'm always going to do free stuff for the community and I'm always going to try and help you as much as I can. Obviously, I can't help you as much if you're not in the mastermind, but when we do free things, I really do want you to do well and get stuff out of it. So I would love to have you in the community. Come back. We're going to be I've been thinking about doing like a final 90. Do you guys remember that? We did that last year. We did like a workshop that was about like getting ready for the final 90 of days of the year. Why am I losing my voice? And we called it the final 90. It was really fun. So I've been noodling on like maybe doing that. You guys let me know if you want to do that. And I'm going to be doing a new morning show. I'd love to see you for that. I was going to do it starting this Monday, but it's going to be the first Monday in October. And it's going to be like a positivity, fun, personal development-ish, like little morning show on YouTube. So I'm excited about that. And that's it. I hope you guys do well. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you make some money and I hope you have a great rest of your day. I will talk to you guys soon and hopefully I'll see some of you guys in the mastermind and in the Bundle Boss course. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Bye guys.